All right, good evening, everybody. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Sean Callan.
Here.
Julie Chetney.
Here.
Tom Chiappa.
Here.
David Christofoli.
Here.
Jim McKenzie's here. Kristen Norfleet.
Here.
Sean Onmock.
Here.
And Amanda Connolly.
Here.
All right, wonderful. We'll all stand for the pledge, please.
Can we also do a moment of silence for Paul Sullivan? He was a longtime employee at Layton School who just passed away recently.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so we do not have anybody signed up for the floor to the public, so the first thing on our agenda are our acknowledgements. Julie Chetney.
Okay, Fitzhugh Park School. School Resource Officer Miller was able to secure a visit from Hank and Ozzy from the Certified Canine Unit, must be. Our students and staff at Fitzhugh Park enjoyed our time with them and can't wait to see them again soon. Oswego High School had their open house on Thursday, September 19th. It was well attended. Families had the opportunity to attend financial aid night presented by the counselors at SUNY Oswego, explore the building, meet teachers, and learn of the many clubs offered at the high school. Families were also able to take advantage of the Hygiene Hub, which provides free, full-size toiletries to students and families. Thank you to the Oswego County Federal Credit Union for their sponsorship. More hygiene kits are located in the health office for any student. Also at the Oswego High School on Saturday, the 28th of September, Oswego hosted the Pageant of Champions. Congratulations to the Oswego Marching Bucks for their first place finish with their show Red. There was a fantastic turnout with hundreds of spectators cheering on all of the marching bands. At the middle school, they were fortunate enough to welcome Grammy-winning trio Time for Three for a presentation to all the orchestra students. They put on an incredible show, held a Q&A session with their students, and talked about their lives as musicians. Thank you to Time for Three for spending time with our students. And the elementary schools all hosted their open houses. All 5 buildings recently held them. The faculty and staff of each building were happy to meet and greet families and welcome them into our schools. I will say that I did attend the middle school open house, and never in my time have I had to park so far away. It was so crowded. So I went in there feeling really amazing about that turnout. So it was a great job.
All right, thank you very much. All right, next on the agenda is Superintendent's Report. Is there anything this evening, Dr. Kilmer?
Yeah, just a couple items. To follow up on open houses, open houses are always wonderful because families get a chance to come in, meet teachers, begin to understand what's going on. But I don't know that we always understand the work that is required to get those ready. I mean, when you walk into an elementary school, just as a for instance, and this is every single one of them, every hallway, every classroom is full of student work. And this is when teachers may have had kids for 10 days. So just to think about how much effort that our faculty and staff put into creating an incredible opportunity for not only for our students, but for our families, so that they can see the experiences of their children on a daily basis. I mean, it really is monumental. And so a huge applause to all of our staff on creating just wonderful experiences for our students and making those open houses a special day. I want to just summarize. Today was a professional development day, and typically we don't have a professional development day this early, but Amanda Caldwell had the opportunity to secure an internationally renowned speaker, Dr. Anthony Muhammad, through professional learning communities and Blueprint Solution Tree. And he was really just outstanding. So Dr. Muhammad again, is considered an international thought leader. He's served as a teacher, assistant principal, and principal. He has been doing this work internationally for the past couple of decades. He has been honored as one of the 30 most influential educators in the world in 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024, just as, a couple of examples. But we started this morning with a keynote of all of our instructional staff in the auditorium, and then there were some breakout sessions with Dr. Muhammad at the secondary level and at the elementary level. Again, he was with us all day. There were debriefing sessions. I know I learned a great deal from him. I think our staff really took a great deal from that work as well. A speaker is wonderful when he was concluding his opening remarks, and he mentioned, I need you to debrief, but as I wrap up, and I'm like, wrap up? You've only been here like 30 minutes, and I look down, and you've been here an hour and a half. And so, when someone makes time move that fast, it really is an impressive piece. So thank you to Amanda and her team for contacting Dr. Muhammad and bringing him in, because it really was, I think, an excellent use of our day today. I do want to remind everyone, last week, everyone in the community should have received our capital project newsletter. That went out. I am going to be getting into all of our HSAs, or try to get into as many of the HSAs as possible over the next couple of weeks, just to talk to our families about the project, to see if they have any questions and try to answer questions. A reminder to the community on the October 15th meeting, that is going to be our public hearing on the capital project. And so I would ask, if anyone has any specific questions or looking for additional details, please feel free to reach out to myself or Mr. Colucci. We'd be happy to talk to anyone to try to address those questions. And of course, our vote is on October 29th. And then lastly, just a reminder, October 15th is a very busy board meeting as well, because all of our buildings will be coming and presenting their action plans for our strategic plan and moving forward. So we're going to have a packed agenda on the 15th. Thank you much.
Thank you very much. Next on the agenda are committee discussions. Is there anything from the audit committee?
We're meeting on Thursday morning, and after that, we'll have a report back to the board.
Okay, thank you. Community relations.
As Dr. Kilmer said, the second mailer should be in everybody's hands by now, and the third one is expected, I think, right after Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Facilities? Thank you. Policy?
All set.
All set. And visitation?
No, we're going to start this month.
We're going to start this month. Okay, yep. Great,
So
thank you.
next month we'll have a report.
All right, wonderful. Next on the agenda is our consent agenda. So I'm going to group items A through D together, please. So if I can get a motion for consent agenda items A through D, please.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second. Oh,
Thank
One
you,
of us.
Tom.
Go.
Any discussion on items A through D? Having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. All right, there is a need for an executive session at this time, so if I could please have a motion to move into executive to discuss the demotion, discipline, suspension, or dismissal of a particular person. So
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tom. Is there a second? Thank you, Kristen. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. We will return. Where are we going this time? Okay, if I can have a motion to return to the regular meeting, please?
I'll move.
Thank you, Kristen. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sean. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, we're back to the regular meeting. With the board's approval, I'd like to walk on a new resolution. The resolution is the termination of an employee in accordance with Civil Service Law, Section 75, as presented by Superintendent Dr. Raymond Kilmer III. So if I can have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Sean. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you very much. The next on the agenda will be personnel items A through D. So we have some professional staff recommendations and support staff recommendation or resignation. So if I can have a motion, please, for items A through D. I'm sorry, I apologize. It's A through E. I missed the one there at the bottom. So we're also looking at item E, support staff recommendation or rescission. So items A through E, please.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, Julie,
I'll
thank
second.
you. David's got a second. Any discussion on items A through E? Okay, having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. We'll have a single agenda item here of item F, support staff recommendation probationary. If I can get a motion for item F, please.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Julie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Tom. Is there any discussion on item F? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Is anybody opposed? And are there any abstentions?
Abstained.
Thank you very much. All right, next on the agenda, we have items G through J. If I can have a motion, please.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, David. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Julie. So any discussion on items G through J? All right, having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Now we're up to finance. We'll put the first three together. So items A through C, please. A motion for items A through C as presented?
I'll move it.
Thank you, Sean. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Tom. Any discussions on items A through C?
I'd just like to thank the person who, from Donors Choose for Frederick Layton School, that donation, and just we appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Tom. Anybody else? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Motion carries. And the last three are resolutions to fund three of our reserves. Items D through F as presented. If there's a motion, please.
I'll move.
Thank you, Kristen. Is there a second? Thank you, Sean. Any discussion here? Okay, having heard none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Is there anybody opposed? Okay, motion carries. Next on the agenda is our student representative, Amanda.
Hi, I don't have anything at this time, but I should next meeting.
Okay, wonderful, and thank you. Welcome to our meeting. I know you were the one over the summer, but this is the first meeting since the school year began, so welcome back.
Thank you.
Yes. Any items from the board?
I do.
Yeah, Kristen.
A couple things. I know it was on the presentation at the beginning, but I went to the Pageant of Champions this weekend. I readily admit that while both of my children have been band kids, they were not marching band kids, and so I have never been to a marching band competition. I know nothing about it. But I was told that the marching band production that we're doing this year was something I had to see. And so I went to watch it, knowing nothing about it. I did see several other schools who did what I would describe as a more traditional program, and then what our school is doing, and it is fantastic. It is very modern, very non-traditional, very theatrical. I highly recommend it if they compete again for someone to go seek it out. It's based on the Little Red Riding Hood story. It's really, really neat. I can see why they come in first place. They've come in first place in multiple competitions. So again, I want to commend them for a great performance and doing a really, really good job. They're making our school district proud. They're making our community proud. I know they're making their parents proud. I wanted to highlight a couple things I've seen over the past couple weeks. Yesterday, as I was pulling out of the parking lot after watching the Oswego girls volleyball game, I saw that the soccer team was hosting the Youth Soccer Association. There were a ton of little kids all wearing their colored T-shirts for the teams that they're on for youth soccer, and I could hear the announcer talking about how the kids who were playing on the varsity team likely all got their start at youth soccer. It was really neat. There were a lot of kids participating from youth soccer who came to walk out at the beginning of the game with the varsity players, and it was a really neat thing to see the little kids with the high school students. And I just wanted to commend the soccer program for sort of doing that full circle in life event that they had last night. It was cool to watch. And then also girls volleyball had an event last night at their game where they invited the Oswego State girls volleyball team and honored them and walked out with them at the beginning of their game. And lastly, the girls JV and varsity team both won the the APW tournament on Friday night. So congratulations to them.
Thank you,
I
Kristen.
should mention that they won after Sean's daughter served an ace. They did go 9-0, but his daughter finished it with an ace.
Excellent. Thank you, Kristen. Any other items from board members? Julie?
I have a couple things. One, I wanted to mention that the Buck Boosters is hosting our Spirit Parade, which is on the 16th of October. It's a Wednesday night. I don't know that anyone's reached out yet. I haven't seen an email, but I did hear that they were going to invite us as a board to participate. They may or may not be asking someone at this table to be the Grand Marshal.
They may or may not have already.
Okay, just checking. So anyone who's interested at this table or who would like to participate, we'll see who has the biggest car. Also, I wanted to ask, I know we talked about this possibly last year, and I don't know if we spoke about it here at public session or somewhere in our conversations, but as a board member, I was hoping that we could have a presentation from different the cabinet members. So I want to know about special education in that program. I want to know about math and literacy, and I want to hear from those leaders just to understand those programs a little bit better. I don't feel like I know much other than what I know as a mom, truthfully. So, and I know that, and probably athletics would be maybe in there as well, just to hear their vision and kind of, like we were talking about our principals, our building principals coming next week to talk about their vision for the year. I would love to hear those from those leaders in our district. That's it.
I can't say, we've talked about that. We did talk about that last year. We've talked even as a cabinet about it last year, about looking for additional opportunities for more presentations to the board. We're starting at the building level, but there will be more. We want to integrate more presentations into board meetings. We want to include, hopefully we'll be able to include students as a part of that as well. But know that there will be more coming.
Thank you. Any other board members? Okay. There will be need for an executive session for the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation. There may be a need for a vote afterwards. We don't know. So if I can get a motion to move to executive, please. Thank you, Sean. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Tom. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is anybody opposed? Motion carries. Have a good evening, everybody.